Okay, we've got a really big video, this video, and the next video as well. We're going to look at the farm, we're going to look at the boardroom. I think you're going to love what you're about to see, and then of course we're going to go and do this for you as well. Can I also just quickly remind you that week 3, all of week 3, I've mentioned this strategy a few times now, haven't I? Pretty much the entire focus of week 3 is I want to really go through step by step with you this strategy that's going to allow you to maximize your profits. I think you're going to love what I have for you in week 3. I'm really looking forward to sharing it with you, but that's all in week 3, okay? For now, though, just before we stake, let's go and take a first look at the farm and the boardroom. So let's go and do that. So let's jump to the web. And here we are at the Google, and let me type in the address bar at the top. EMP.Money. Of course, we looked at this briefly in the last video, and EMP.Money will take us to this beautiful looking, colourful and exciting and intoxicating website. But as you know, we are not going to use at least this look. Everything we're doing, none of that changes. The processes, the systems, everything we're going to do remains the same, but we want to use the legacy interface. So we scroll to the bottom, unless you've saved this as a bookmark, as I showed you in the last video, and we want to click on Legacy UI. So let me do that now. And here we are at EMP.Money, and maybe this is the first time ever you've seen EMP.Money, or maybe you've had a cheeky little look yourself. You cheeky little scamp, have you? I don't blame you if you have. A few things I want to go through. Firstly, I'm just going to refresh the page here. Because when we first go to EMP.Money, it will show you the TVL. And there we go. It's going up and up and up and up. Look at that, almost 50 million. Gosh, that's incredible. I remember when this started, it was like 5 million. That was only in January 2022. Now, can I also just quickly mention one thing as well? I understand if you're thinking, oh, hang on, I should have got started months ago. You know, have I missed the boat? Not at all. 50 million is still very early for anything such as this. One of the biggest competitors to EMP.Money is a thing called Tomb.Finance. You might even want to check that out, Tomb.Finance. And they launched in June 2021, May 2021, around about then. And at their peak, they were almost $1 billion in TVL. When I looked recently, it was a few weeks ago or so, it was about 600 million or so. So my point is, this is only, 48 million at the time of making this video. There's still a huge amount of growth. And of course, don't forget that this is pegged to Ethereum. That's what I find more exciting than anything. And the very fact that we're just learning this and we've got this opportunity to position ourselves in this whole decentralized universe is such an incredible thing. I've said before, this is the next industrial revolution. So you are not too late at all. In fact, now is the perfect time because you have the education and the understanding. So now when you implement EUI, you're going to enjoy it so much more. So let's just jump in. So in this video, I want to now show you the farm. So I'm just going to click on the farm up here. Now, I believe I might have to log into my MetaMask wallet. Let's have a little look. So I'm going to click on the farm. Yes, I need to connect my wallet. So if you're not connected to MetaMask, click on that, choose MetaMask. And or maybe I'll just click up here. It might be a bit quicker. There we go. Put my password here. And EMP connects to MetaMask, of course, which is obviously one of the reasons we've created MetaMask. Right, there we go. Now if I click back to the farm, there we go. Great. So what are we being presented with here? Well, there's actually 3 farms in EMP.Money. 1, 2, 3. But we are only ever going to concern ourselves with the first one, which is called... Now, the title of the farms can look, the first time you see them, a little bit kind of, weird and a bit overwhelming. It's called EMP-ETH, stands for Ethereum, .LP. Now, we already understand the LP reference, don't we? Because we've talked about this a few times. What does LP stand for? Can you remember without looking at your notes? It stands for, you got it, liquidity pool or liquidity pairing. And so the actual name of this farm is the EMP-ETH LP farm. Okay, so this is the farm that we're going to be concerning ourselves with. This is the farm that you are going to be staking in before the end of this week. We'll come to that in a few videos' time. So let me show you. This is what I have in my farm. So you're going to see my metrics and my data here. Let me click on view. So what are we seeing here? Right, there's a few things here that are so fascinating and so interesting, so I really want to go through these with you. Firstly, here, the daily APR, that's the interest rate that you get paid every day. Look at that, 0.58% a day. One thing, I don't even know if I've mentioned this actually now I come to say it, but the farm pays every day. Let me say that again. The farm pays every day. I think we need to say it one more time, don't you? Join in with me when we say this. The farm pays. You got it. Every day the farm pays. And it pays out at 0.58%. Well, that's not strictly true. Let me correct myself. This changes every day. Last week this was 0.97. That is the highest I've seen it. But it fluctuates. I often see it around 0.6 something. But even so, 0.58 is still very good. When you think about a bank account that pays, what, 0.05% a year, think about that. And this is paying 0.58% a day. Are you beginning to see how mind-blowing this whole decentralized thing is and how lucky we are just to be even, having this conversation? So, how much you actually make? Well, how much you make depends on, of course, how much you've got staked. We're going to come on to you staking this, as you know, very, very soon. Now, I want to show you how much I've got staked. And I don't want you to think, because I know that this could happen, you might think, oh, well, Chris, it's all right for you. You've got quite a lot staked. No wonder you're doing quite well. I do get that, but I did not start with what you're about to see. In fact, I started with $10,000. Now, yes, that is still quite a lot. But what I did was I started with $10,000 and the daily interest, I compounded it back into that $10,000 and I continued to do that. Now, I did also add another $7,000 after about 6 weeks. So in total, I put in about $17,000. So I do get it. That is still quite a lot and I do understand that. But here's the thing. Believe it or not, the dollar amount is not even the point here. I actually almost want you to try and forget about how much you're going to see that I'm making. You may have seen it already. What I do want you to focus on is this process, this system, because once you understand this, I think a light bulb will go off in your head and you'll really begin to see the opportunity that's in front of us all and the power that we have here to be our own bank. So anyhow, let me show you here. So I have got staked in dollar values at the moment, at the time of making this video, $57,817. Yes, that's quite a lot of money. Of course it is. I do understand that. And I'm being paid daily at 0.58%. And that's the passive income just from this farm. Remember, there's lots of other passive income vehicles, in particular the boardroom that we'll come on to in the next video. But let's work out how much this actually is per day. Let me pull up my calculator. Here it is. Okay, so this is the math, and this is what you need to know. Math, or maths, for those of us in England. I lived in America for a while. I was always amused how Americans would say math rather than maths that we say in England. So here is the maths. So let's look at the dollar figure at the moment that I have staked. It's worth today $57,817. So $57,817. Then, to work out how much we get per day in passive income per day, you ready for this? We just times it by the daily APR, which is 0.58%. So times 0.58. Are you ready for this? $335 a day is what I am making based on this amount that's deposited and based on this daily APR. Now, the daily APR does change every day, as the name suggests. I have seen it a lot higher. I haven't seen it actually much lower than this, ironically, as I'm making this video. But even so, as I say, if I could invest in something that paid 0.5% a day, that's unheard of. Now, what happens is your daily passive income is shown here. So you may have already noticed this in this video. And I zeroed this last night at about 11 o'clock last night. And I'm now making this video and it's 4:30 in the afternoon, so it's not even been 24 hours. And look, it's showing you here that I've made, since 11 o'clock last night, $271 entirely passive. Now, that's going to continue going up because this is going on in real time, and the figure today will be about, as we've just worked out, about $335. Entirely passive income. Entirely. Haven't had to do anything, although I always say this, other than learn this, which took me 2 years. So, there's that. But are you beginning to see the power? And again, I don't want you to get kind of bent out of shape by saying, well, Chris, it's all right for you. You got 57,000 deposited there. It doesn't actually matter. It doesn't matter if you deposit $100. I want you to understand that whatever you deposit in here pays this daily interest rate, and you get paid every day. And you can pull it out every single day. You just click here, claim. We're going to go through this more in week 3, because as I've mentioned, there is a strategy, because we can actually do something really, really cool with what we claim to make even more. But that's beyond the scope of this video, because otherwise week 2 is going to be like the longest week in the history of the world. We're going to do that in week 3, and you're going to love it. So this video has crept on a little bit longer than I planned, but I hope you've enjoyed seeing the farm. Maybe this is the first time you've seen a farm in a DeFi protocol. Isn't it fascinating to get to this stage? And you've had to learn a lot. We've done a lot already, haven't we, to get to this stage? And now we're about to go and stake for you as well. I'll show you how we do that in a couple of videos' time. But isn't this just so exciting? Gosh. So let's summarize. And what did we accomplish in this video? Well, we took a first look at the farm in EMP.Money, and we looked at the EMP.ETH LP farm, as it's known. I'm laughing just because I catch myself every now and again. I'm sure you do as well, just using this language that not that long ago I'd be like, is this something out of the Star Wars cantina scene? Is this some weird like Latin hieroglyphic code? But now it's hopefully beginning to make a bit of sense. Yeah, my voice is going really high. We also looked at the APR, the daily APR, and the daily interest earned as well. Isn't it exciting? $300 a day. I mean, what was it? 300 and something, wasn't it? You know, that's like close to $10,000 a month in passive income. And don't forget, the farm pays every day. It's absolutely incredible. And that's just one of the vehicles, if you like, within EMP.Money. We're going to look at the boardroom in the next video. So I hope this isn't blowing your mind too much, although I kind of also hope it is. So what I want you to do is go and have a look at the farm area of EMP.Money. You may have to connect with, well, you will have to connect with your wallet to actually to see all the bits and pieces. And remember, there are a few different farms. The one we're focusing on is called the catchy name of the EMP.ETH LP farm. And I expect you to have that as a tattoo and put on your upper thigh. Right, so how do you feel? How was this? What did you think of this information? How did you find this? I'd love to get your gut, raw, unfiltered reaction to this, because I appreciate this might be the first time you've seen anything like this. I remember when I was first studying this, I was like, this is such an incredible opportunity. And you wait, just in the next 5-10 years, you know, more and more people are going to be aware of decentralized finance. And I suspect it'll be easier. We won't be doing all the stuff that we're doing, but that's okay. You know, we are aligned to learning, aren't we? So we're prepared to do a bit more of this heavy lifting to position ourselves early. But how are you feeling? What do you think of this? Let me know in the comments below. I'm really keen to read your feedback on this particular video. When you posted a comment, let's look at the boardroom and get ready to be mind blown again. See you there in a second.